Hey, GM everyone. Got a great show for you today. We got Zylag, Zylag.eth. We're going to talk about some of his Hack Week prop. We're going to ideate about a future prop. Maybe talk about Vote with Reason templates, and then we'll have something fun. We're going to create something for you live on air. We're going to get started right after this. Hey, welcome everyone. Zylag GM.
GM, everyone. This is the first time I've seen your video intro, and it's just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Glad you made good use of the bamboo asset I did a while back.
Oh man. Oh man, Zylag. Thank you for that. Yeah, for everyone new here, Zylag, longtime friend of the pod, friend of the
Yeah.
stream. Zylag is made some epic stuff. Really made an epic contribution to my career by really kind of getting me into Figma with his really beautiful Lil Nouns asset library,
Oh
which I'm
yeah. I'm
showing
not
off
even
right here.
sure which version you're seeing. I might even have some unreleased stuff in there, but I'm not sure.
Oh, this is like one of the best things I think Nouns Prop House has ever produced. Um,
It's, sorry, this was actually the very first Lil Nouns prop house round. So it's such an OG thing. I'm so proud of it.
you really should be because it's beautiful. You keep adding to it. You mentioned this bamboo. You drew this bamboo
The
for
bamboo,
me.
yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Oh man, two color options. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just real quick before we get started, just a reminder, this is entertainment, it's not financial advice, not legal advice. We are sponsored. Thank you, Zylag, by the way. Big vote for us. We're sponsored by Prop 116 from Lil Nouns. So you can read all about that on Ethereum, lilnouns.wtf/vote/116. Yeah, I just wanted to tell people anyone can participate. I don't recommend buying tokens because it's a very, very hard game. But yeah, we got paid 15.42 ETH for this content. So thank you, Lil Nouns. Thank you, Zylag.
Cheers.
Yeah, and here you are on Twitter, right? Zylag ETH.
I Yeah. Follow me for very occasional tweets, mostly considering nowish pixel art.
Take us into this here. Is this a
That's the Lil Bricks NFT #1. You wanna guess what the head is supposed to be?
is it a dinosaur? Is it a brontosaurus?
It's very close. This is a Lego frog base, actually.
Oh.
Um, I'm not sure if you've seen that, but I have a whole bunch of traits. Actually, at this point, both in the regular size nouns and in the nouns format that were inspired by Lego bricks. And there is entire collection of that actually that can be minted by anyone.
Low bricks.
So
Low bricks NFT.
yeah, indeed. I just dropped a huge blob of assets in here just to quickly show you what you're talking about. So yeah, this one right here,
Here, I'm gonna let
this
you
is
take
the
over here. I'm gonna follow you. Here.
yeah. This is here. It's a little frog, and there's a pink frog as well. These are some late 90s, early 2000s Lego inspired stuff that was such a huge part of my childhood that I still couldn't let go. And I really had to make a little collection with all this stuff. And actually, if you mint some little bricks, you will fund fund commissions, we have a Lego designer on the team called the Orange Brick, who has already designed some pretty amazing little nouns Lego bits for us. I'm gonna show those off to you in here just a second. Yeah, that's one of the projects.
Can you leave that? Sorry, I want to. If you could leave what you put in there, I'd love to see that.
Oh, sure. Sorry. I'll just take a look. There's some fun stuff in there, yeah.
You know, the one that really drew my eyes here is this flower, the set of 3 flowers, because I remember those. The Lego.
Yeah. I mean, I really was trying to go for some, iconic pieces that most people could have come across in their childhood.
This one too, for sure. Oh yeah, and this is the body. Wow. When you draw these, do you use the actual Lego pieces? Are you looking at them as you draw them?
I actually mostly use picture references. I can totally show you my process. Actually, I've done quite a few traits so far. So let's come up with something, and we can design a head just really quickly. Actually, I did the entire nounish trait palette. We were building bit nouns with Mike and Forky and Blonde.it. And we've done a huge amount of traits for that. Do you know bit nouns?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got.
That was like huge work. But it was fun. Let me think of something.
Yeah,
some classic stuff in there.
What a blast!
A blast from the past. Yeah, most of these, like as I said, around 99, 2000. That was like the peak of my Lego builder career.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually just find a pic really quick of something that what would make a good noun's head. I know, loaf of bread. No idea.
Sure.
Let's do a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Or no, why not? So usually I just find a picture. It's either like, I don't know, clip art, vector illustration, a few photos or something, and just grab it off Google, and well, it's just for reference, so don't really care what the licensing is for. And I usually take the body, and we are going to work in the 32 by 32 layout, so I add the grid because it helps a lot. And then what I do is just roughly size the image.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
How did you add a grid? Because that's not showing on my screen.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's an important part. If you select a frame, just any frame, just pick this frame 466, for example. And yeah, you already found it as far as I can see. It's in the design panel, and you can actually, add columns, rows. That's UI design stuff mostly, but this 10 by 10 grid helps a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I usually just roughly size it, and we're gonna take some glasses and measure that over as well, so we don't mess too many things up. Little ones usually have some little bigger heads, kind of, compared to regular sized nouns. And what I usually do at this point is, in the layers panel, I lock this image so I can't accidentally drag it away from where I want it to be. And usually I just start row by row. It's going to be bit of an abstraction because, well, we're talking about nouns. Pixel art is like super flat. You don't really use three-dimensional stuff or shading or anything like that unless it's absolutely necessary for what you're trying to represent. Like, there's the hockey puck head, which is shady and round, and that's definitely something that was necessary there. And I just start kind of tracing the picture I'm working with. Hopefully, maybe we'll not do the entire process, but we'll see.
And what you're doing is you're holding down Option as you drag these to make a copy of each pixel.
Oh yeah, it's Alt actually. I'm on a Windows computer, but yeah, if you drag, it just drags. If you hold Option or Alt, it will copy. You can also hold Option/Alt and Shift at the same time, so it also copies, and you are only able to drag something directly, vertically or horizontally. So it kind of helps you stay in the pixel grid.
Oh, I love that.
There's also if you keep pressing, Control on Windows, maybe it's Command for Mac, you can always just select the lowest level item in the layer structure. So you have like groups and frames and groups and frames within each other. You don't have to click 5,000 times to reach the bottom. You can just keep pressing that one button and be done with it.
Yep.
Webpacks are powerful. Whatever software you're using, they like take your work to the next level.
All right, and then did you just grab that whole column and you did Shift H
exactly.
to reverse it?
Yeah, Shift H. That's like flip horizontal. And when I do trait design, I usually work in either the real nouns asset library file or just one of the nounish trait files, because then if I enter the color picker, it will list the document colors, and I can't go wrong with it because they will only be the nouns trait colors. Where the little bricks use a completely different color palette actually. But we can just totally go with that for now. And I know it's mostly actually just roughly tracing shapes for me. I mean, sure, it requires some abstraction. This kind of pixel art to me is very reminiscent of designing icons or logos, because it kind of requires the same sort of keeping the essential and discarding anything that's not immediately necessary for an object to be recognizable. And yeah, let's just fill up this stuff. You can also see that there are some tiny gaps around some of the pixels.
Okay, how did you expand that and contract that? So you grab the whole block.
Yeah, I am pressing Option for you, I believe, is what you need to be pressing. This makes so that you are resizing, but the center keeps the same location,
That looks like there's a little gap here.
Yeah, but actually we have a plugin for that. Sorry, I'm gonna drag. Oh wow, we messed up the frames a bit, but that's all right. Like Bob Ross used to say, these are just the happy little mistakes.
Yeah.
Let's fix our mess. Sorry, just take a second. We have this. Yeah, let me just take this. We are going to drag and drop all our stuff. So what I'm going to yeah, the master himself. So we are going to just select all our pixels, and If you press Shift plus I, you're gonna enter the resources tab. In there, you can pick plugins, and there is a whole lot of freely available community-made plugins for Figma. And what I'm gonna do is type in Pixel Perfect, which is a plugin that makes stuff pixel perfect. There aren't going to be like 0.1 pixel misalignments, so I just select everything that we have here. You can see there is a tiny gap in between some of these rows, and I just run this plugin, and it's like fixes everything for me, and that's it.
Amazing.
It is, and it's just 2 clicks away. It's not even base functionality. And let's pick some nice colors for the inside. Maybe something more yellowish. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm just gonna drag and drop some more stuff. Why not? So let's go for this. Yeah, that's more or less it. We have a loaf of bread, and I'm just gonna eat out the original image. And if I take this, take the body, give them nice align function, and add maybe some nuggles. And we are almost done, but the nuggles are at the very bottom, so let's make them come up. Forget the mouth. I always forget about mouths when designing now heads. But let's take a look now to find frame 466. Yeah, that's what we're working on. Yeah, I don't know. Just some tiny little. I mean, this is the kind of thing like a loaf of bread where you could keep adding some details for a while. Because we could add some slices, make it pre-sliced bread, or I know, just generate some texture in the sliced part. But it's also easy to overdo it. Like there are many great designs for nounish head traits, and most of them are really amazing pixel art. But I often feel like they are a bit overdone compared to the OG noun traits. Like the OG noun traits are super simplified. Like even rounded things like animal heads. I think of a horse trait is just so rectangular, and I think that's kind of the fun in it. So there we are. It's a loaf of bread.
Beautiful. With looks like a pink eye in the right eye.
Oh yeah, that's actually another Lego reference. It's from a theme where the villain had like one red eye and one black eye. So everything
Amazing.
is connected here.
Yeah, it's so much fun to watch you work in Figma and to watch how you think visually, because it seems so kind of effortless for you.
I mean, actually, I'm not sure if we talked about it last time I was on your show. I was in a very, very lucky position because when I started to study design, like graphic design, UI design, that was just before Figma blew up. It was already included in the curriculum of the course I was doing. And it was just like, well, I already know Illustrator. I don't really like it. Let's try this Figma thing. And I was like blown away how easy it was to use compared to most Adobe products. So I literally spent my entire design career using Figma, and it's like just helped so much. Also, there are always new updates all the time, features being rolled out like monthly. And also, I was working as a freelancer for a good while, and I was perfectly fine working with the free, package of Figma, because the default thing you have is always free. There are some limitations on like number of files and the themes you can create, but it's perfectly usable. So everyone go learn Figma and build something with the Leonnown asset library, because I love seeing the stuff I made being used.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for all that demo there, Zylag. Let's go to this. I want you to, if you could just talk about what this is right here.
We were building Nouns 101, which is actually available on nouns101.wtf. It is an onboarding experience to Web3. You can go to 4 chapters, each centered around a topic, and you can learn a whole bunch of things about how Web3 and NFTs and crypto works. And we did a lot of illustrations for that. So you have the iconic ledger, but there are also a bunch of other stuff. And this one, I'm gonna actually just pull the actual image over so you can see the context. So this was the image that is explaining how off-chain art links to an on-chain token. And that's how the tiny pixel Mona Lisa came to be.
Beautiful. It's the Mona Lisa.
It is.
How long do you think it took you to make that Mona Lisa?
6 minutes. It was the same process as I just showed you before with the loaf of bread. I laid it over, picked some colors from the Nouns palette, and just like dragged and dropped some pixels over it. It's really, well, yeah. I can say it is simple, but it's probably the practice that makes it so simple to me.
Yeah.
I really don't mean to brag, but it's just like I've been doing so much pixel art since I bought my Leonnown token that it's like a second nature to me. Like sometimes I'm sitting on a bus and I look at people and I think that, wow, that I would look like, I don't know, 3 pixels tall, 6 pixels wide. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah. I know what you mean when your work starts sort of bleeding into your everyday experience. This really something special about those kinds of crossovers.
Yeah, because for me, it only happened when I was working with something I actually liked. Like when I had jobs that I didn't care for, like nothing like that happened. So good for me, I guess.
Yeah, and good for nouns, right?
Good for nouns, yeah.
Awesome. So let's should we jump into, you were up on a hack week. I think you won a hack week for art and design.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, talk to me about this.
That was wild, right? Like I submitted 3 props 4 hours before deadline. One of them was the winning one you see here. It's a UI kit. We're gonna talk about that last. I did, what did I do? I redid one of the assets from the library. I'm gonna pull this in. This is one of the first things I did with the Leonnown. I was doing a bunch of mood posters featuring the Leonnown. And now I actually remade one of those, the classic Star Wars poster with regular size nouns, a bit of updated assets. If Figma doesn't freeze, yeah, there it is. So basically this was one of my other props, the Noun Wars poster. I actually like this a lot too. I can totally imagine it to be as a print on my wall. Maybe I'll get one actually. Um,
Oh yeah, I love this one. This you did a while ago, right?
yeah, it did. It did. I mean, I have the announced version. I basically just remade that. I'm just gonna show you a couple of other stuff. I did 3 movie posters with Leonards back in, I don't know, June last year. So, and they were actually pretty popular. Like, there was someone who was going to do some ledger cases and featuring some of the art I made on them. Not sure that happened. I don't think it did, but the idea was cool. So this was the OG, the Leonards version. And let me just. Yeah, also we are here in the right for you a little bit.
Oh yeah,
These were
Pulp Fiction especially.
some of the. Yeah, it was just for fun. Actually, it was actually it was for fun, and it was kind of a proof of concept for this asset library thing. It was just starting out around then, because the fee on each are just very basic stuff like nouns, traits, mostly nouns, traits, like recolored and resized. Like if you take a look at the Avengers one, you can see that the Avengers towers in the back is a milk carton head recolored in this like teal tint.
Mm-hmm.
The explosions are sunset heads. There are pieces of roads and rocks. They are all head traits actually here. So it was a proof of concept that you really don't need much to start creating in this style. And I was trying to like encourage people to try something like this out. So yeah, that was Lego converted them to regular size nouns. And the final one that actually ended up winning was this UI kit, which is basically a collection of like the bare essentials you need to, I know, design a website for your Nounish project or a Nounish app. We have buttons, some arrows, some icons, some responsive elements. I'm actually gonna drag some of those in here as well. For example, we have this card component, which is like a super simple thing if you take a look over here. But it's like responsive, so you can do whatever there. And,
that's really useful actually for me, because this is almost like a text button. It's like a text bubble, right?
Yeah, it can totally work as a text field. And like we have this little, we can add a picture inside as well. This is a committee file as well, so it's again accessible to anyone. You can find my community profile, the Figma community profile, just the same zylag.eat, I think. And you can access all of these files we are discussing here because they're all just CC0, public, you know, all the regular stuff you need. Like random picture. There you go. Merry Christmas, everyone. So this is one of the components, but there's also a bunch of buttons with different states. And I'm not sure, Panda, if you like know of or experimented with. There is a bunch of prototyping tools in Figma, which means you can make clickable mockups of your designs, basically. And all the stuff
Okay,
I made
hold on a second.
yeah.
sorry, can let me find your Figma community profile. So how do I
Oh,
do
yeah,
that? I'm in Figma.
that's a good question. Let me see your screen. And if you explore community at the top right, yeah, you found me, I think. Yeah. But over here, I think there is a search bar at the top. Yeah, and this way you are exploring the community, and that's basically it. And there is the UI kit we are talking about.
Okay, so here's this asset library. This was the
Yeah,
OG kicked it off. Got the bitnouns. Man, this
yeah,
is
that's
a
our trait.
public
We have,
start pack. I don't think I've
yeah,
ever
that was
used
made
this.
for Builder DAO, the artwork packs round.
Hmm.
It was, yeah, it's kind of half baked because I didn't end up winning a round. Um, so it's kind of just a bunch of hat traits, but they're fun. So anyone, feel free to use them for anything. Mm. And yeah, it's that's what we're talking about right now. It's a whole bunch of buttons, but what it does if you um, actually, can you select that frame with the Nogs shop on the right? And there is a play button on your top right of your screen above the design panel. And when it loads, you'll be able to see what I am talking about. So there's a bunch of clickable elements in here, like a button, and they just don't do nothing, but they do like change. So they have different states. You can click the menu as well. If you on the top right, you can select fit to screen. I think in the top right options on the bar or something like that. The little, yeah, just fit the screen. I think that's what works. No, okay, whatever. It's not that exciting anyway. So basically, we have these buttons and arrows and stuff that are ready to be. So if you do a design, you drag one of these buttons or assets in there, and run a prototype like this, it's going to act the same way as it does here. So you're going to have a hover state and a rest state for anything, basically. And
Very
the
cool.
cards are responsive. There are some text styles defined. So have at it, everyone. I'm not sure if you remember what I think it was. Yeah, on your show last time, we are talking about what CC0 means to me is someone who creates stuff. And I was saying something along the lines that, it takes the burden or the fear of having your work stolen away. So it's just a much more liberating experience. But at this point, I went to the other extreme. I'm actually afraid of people not reusing my work.
Say more about that.
Like, if you go back to my community profile, not sure how you do that when you have a zillion of tabs open, but yeah, you can take a look. So the asset library has 42 likes, 275 duplications, I think. Yeah, used by 275 people and almost 1,000 views at this point. I'm not sure if that's displayed, but I get an email from Figma every week about how my community files are doing. And it fills me with so much joy that there were almost 1,000 people who viewed this file. And I don't even know who they are. Like, are they all in the Nounish community and came across this on my, I don't know, Discord bio or Twitter bio? Or are they just random people exploring the Figma community? I have no idea. There are no metrics for that, but it like makes me happy.
The pride you take in this is so evident just in your change log here.
Oh yeah.
Like, for example, you document that you added the Monstera variant for the potted plant. I love that because my wife loves Monsteras. And so we've got
Me
this big
too.
Monstera, and I know exactly what a Monstera is. And yeah,
Yeah,
really beautiful.
I'm going kind of going for my personal interests when I do stuff like this. Like I had a huge monster which I actually had to give to my mom because there was no space for that anymore. So yeah, R.I.P. Your memory is forever preserved in these pixels.
6 kind of doors, 5 bins. I know the bins because I've tried to use them, like the recycling bin.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
used the PC. In fact, if you look right on the show right now, I'm in the PC
Yeah.
on the watermark.
Most of the stuff I was trying to keep in mind that the little nouns to me really feel like they are like kid nouns. They go to like elementary school. They do arts and crafts in the afternoons. So I was trying to lean into that childish aspect with these traits and assets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's fun, I gotta say. Actually,
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
this prop idea I have and I'm having and I'm like running around my head is kind of just season two of the asset library. Like I'd love to continue working on this, and evidently it's a good idea because people keep using it. I get the email, and there are always like 10 to 15 new views and 5 7 new downloads for the file. So it would definitely make sense for me to continue building it. Um, and actually thinking about graduating to a nouns proposal, not necessarily on chain, maybe small grants if they still have that. I got to look into it. But I'd like to lay out a nice prop with some, maybe do a spreadsheet of the assets I'd like to create. And I'm also planning some short tutorials in the form of Twitter threads. Like today, we're going to do, I don't know, a banner for our Twitter profile. And I just show a step by step of how you drag and drop and align some of the assets, some recoloring, some resizing, and bam, something like that. So that's what I'm having in mind. I want to take the asset library to the next level with nouns.
Yeah, I mean you're preaching to the choir here. I'm a huge fan of the asset library. I'd love to see it expanded. We were talking about I wonder one thing that you might be able to build specifically for that is this idea Onion had. You told me about this, but of doing
Yeah, the what it is called? Vote with reason cards.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing these a lot, and I my day job is as a designer as well. I do like UI design, some graphic design, and since I spent so much time in front of a computer, like bothering the pixels, sometimes I see these cards and I'm like, wow, that's ugly. And I'm sorry to say that, but this one that we see in the picture is actually a pretty decent design, in my opinion. And this is something, this vote with reason card that can fully utilize Figma's component features. I think like you can just, for example, select the card and maybe flick switch, and it will switch from against design to a for design. I've
Ah,
actually tried to
yep.
build something like that right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, could we do that maybe with this pirate ship?
Absolutely. Let's what I'm going to do is actually use this card element I dragged over earlier if I can still find it. Yeah, that's one.
All right, so I'm gonna follow your screen and I'm gonna interrupt you rudely to kind of find out how you do certain things.
Definitely do that.
Okay.
So we have this card guy right here. This is from the Pixel Art UI kit. And I actually kind of like the layout of um, this card over here. So we're going to try to do something similar. while also keeping it like responsive and nice. So you definitely need um, an avatar and a place for your like ENS or NNS if you are into that. So let's just start with the placeholder stuff.
Is that just a rectangle in there?
That's just a rectangle in there, but I'm going to add the frame around the rectangle right now. And we are going to be using a lot of what's called auto layout, which is Figma's way of making designs that kind of work like their code. It sounds weird, but it's a pretty handy thing. Like we can set constraints, we can set like margins. Like for example, there is this frame with lib under the WTF. I don't know why I said WTF. I want to say each. Let's go for that. And this right now can't really be dragged because it's all the positions of the rectangle and the little text field is defined by rules. And I'm gonna just change those rules in the auto layout settings in the right side. This is complicated stuff, so I will not talk about it too much right now, but I will definitely do one of the Twitter thread tutorials about Figma auto layout because once you get used to it, it's super powerful. But for now on, let's just keep building. Yeah, we have that. Yeah, that's what I want. And you know, just regular stuff. We're going to add one of these against and 1 volt little chips down here. Just add some color. This is looking super ugly for now, but only for now. Yeah. And this is gonna say against. I'm going to fine tune this a little. Oh, that's too much. Okay, that's looking fine. And I'm gonna do one of these chips. And again, I'm just adding frames upon frames and auto layouts on auto layouts, which is designer stuff. But you too can learn it because Figma is super intuitive and there are plenty of resources online if you want to start building stuff. And I'm gonna leave this like this for now because I want to show you all a cool feature. We're going to make a copy of this one and we are going to change this little chip to cool green one. Maybe a little bit more blue in that. Yeah, that looks cool. And it's gonna say 4. And like now, if you're looking at what I'm doing, you can see that I keep writing stuff and everything else that's related to that length is just adjusting for that.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is add in the name of this card / and this is going to say against this one. We are saying it's 4. And we are going to select both of these, and in the top with the components little menu, I'm going to create a component set out of this.
Okay. These purple things always trip me up. These variants and
purple things are kind of complicated to create, but they are super easy to use. Like, for example, we have this card company. I'm gonna name it Vote with Reason. And we have now this SA master components file. So if you press Shift I, go to the Components tab and look up Vote with Reason, it will just pop up right there, and you can add that in. And if you take a look on the right side, you're going to see there is a drop down property 1 against, which you can change to 4.
Amazing.
And so if you are doing like a Vote with Reason post on Twitter, and we can totally build file with like 5 different designs of these cards, you just pick one you like, enter your little reason, and pick if you vote for or against, change the text for the number of votes you actually have, and be done with it. You don't really need to mess around with like white space or anything of the sorts. And I'm gonna actually add the Vote with Reason part itself. Sometimes, okay. So
amazing, and that's live updating my component. You're working with a master one, and that's live updating. Amazing.
And what I'm going to do is just run a lorem ipsum plugin, so we have some example text right there. I don't know, give me 2 sentences, thank you. Bam. And this can be designed till the end of times. Like, I'm gonna say install that size, and we also need a line, that says which prop we are talking about, and we also need noggles somewhere, so we're gonna add that soon. But I will first copy our pirate ship noun into the place of the avatar. So let's see. We have this rectangle, and I'm just putting an image in there. And if you pick the rectangle, you can change the fill to anything you like, any picture from your computer. Should work. Yeah. Like, let's take a look. I don't know, we have this cool wine bottle here, so I can totally just do that. And since we are in a pixel art style here, I would not round out the corners. We're just, maybe that's too much. Maybe just 1 pixel. And let's add some super chunky drop shadow as well. Like 0 blur. I'm gonna do that. So yeah, we basically did it. Cheers. We have a Vote with Reason card. No, we don't. We still need the prop number.
Hey, sorry about that. Disconnected. So hold on, let me get back up. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. So I was just talking about how you could just click in the picture and upload anything from your computer, like choose an image, and that's it. You can press Command to select the lower level, which is the picture itself, and in the fill area on the right, you'll see it's an image fill. You can just click on that, and you can easily replace anything else. Sweet. Yeah, that's about it. And we'll add not like this. Okay. Yeah, the thing is with auto layout that if you are not the person who created the layout, you're gonna get so lost in what's going on. But most of the time it can be pretty intuitive to use if you don't really want to do like go deep.
Yeah.
So if you just take this card, rewrite the text, and choose if it's for or against, and enter your name, the number of votes you have, upload the picture. You don't really need to understand how the different components relate to each other in this design. We're gonna need some noggles though. Let's go over to yeah, I got some nogs. That file I opened. Frame 3. No. Yeah. Okay. So actually there is I'm not sure if you knew, there is a nouns plugin for Figma, but it hasn't been working for me for a while now. So that's kind of a shame. And we're going to change this to a different kind of spacing, and which, let's just say 265, which is noun wet wipes. I mean, you have to do this manually though, if we are doing this Figma, but well, everyone is doing that anyway. And I have a great idea. We are going to make oh fuck. I have red noggles on an against vote, and we'll have green ones on a for vote. I just need to copy everything I just did over here. Yeah, so we have this. This is a for vote, and we will switch all the red to a nice green.
Amazing.
So if we come over here and we flick the switch on for or against, it's yeah, just changing the stuff. And of course, if you add more text, it's going to adjust to that as well. And you can just simply say I have 16 volts, so just enter that value there. Maybe I'll just no, not like that, sorry. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm gonna say that this is 11 as well. And since we are in Figma, this is all vector-based graphics, so you can resize it to, I don't know, whatever size you need it to be. There's no loss of quality anywhere. If you, another quite recent feature in Figma, if you select anything and press K, you're gonna get into the scale tool, and on the right side you can just pick a multiple of what you have, and it's gonna just do that for you.
Okay, that's life-changing. K.
That is indeed.
All it is K. Oh man.
Yeah, fucking K.
That's beautiful. I can't tell you how many hours it's gonna save me, just the letter K.
Yeah. This is one of the things that I like. In Age of Empires, the priest is going around converting people. This is what I do with Figma.
Amazing.
And hey, there is this stuff that you can do super easily in Figma, and they turn from blue sheep to red sheep. We did this stuff where you can pick from a drop down if you are voting for or against. We can have, I don't know, 6 different drop downs there. For example, if you want to have a picture displayed or not, if you want to do this pixel art style, or you want a different rounded one. If we build all these variants, we can just set them up in a way that it forms this, I don't know, component matrix which sounds super complicated, but actually just for the user a bunch of drop downs. But actually, I think we can make that because it's just two values. Can we make that a little toggle maybe? I'm not sure. I've seen people do that, but I have no idea how you do that. Whatever. If I figure it out, I'll tell everyone about it anyway. So yeah, what with reason cards. And if you are not happy with what we have here, like you made this component here, this is a child component panel that you pulled out and doubled the size of. And if you are not entirely happy with what you see, you can always go to the design panel on the right side. You go down to selection colors, and all the colors are going to be listed for you right there. So if you want, instead of white background, I know, orange one, you are totally free to do that by changing everything to orange. That's why white. But stuff like that. So you can recolor this, make minor adjustments into if you're into that. Oh wow, dark mode. Yeah, we can really do different color schemes for the same thing, like a light, dark, and a colorful one. And you can just select from drop down which one you want to use. And after it's all done, we can release it in a community file, and everyone can grab a copy and do what they want with it. Hopefully, post their votes with reasons, because I actually think it's super good practice, especially with nouns. Little nouns, maybe not so much, because we have kind of a faster cycle with props, but nouns are definitely the community to utilize this kind of shouting their ideas into Twitter space.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is the power of Figma.
And you can have external programs that kind of plug into Figma APIs, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like there are widgets. If you again press Shift I, you can have a bunch of stuff that are basically APIs, like timeline. I don't even know what to drag in. Let's see what this does. Simple reactions. And we have simple reactions. It's basically a drop down that lets you select a reaction and copy it and reset it. But there are so many things to do. Like there is literally a card game plugin. It's called Horses, which can be played inside Figma apparently. There are a whole bunch of like note taking and time tracking stuff. There is
I mean, could you have a service, an API that just watches the governor contract, and then when a new vote comes in, it just sends that data to Figma, generates a card, exports it?
Actually, I'm pretty sure it can be done, yeah. Very good question. There was this nouns plugin. I told you about earlier. If you go to the plugins panel and click nouns, you can actually find it yourself. Yeah, between Shift I and then just select plugins and type in nouns. And right now I just pulled it up. It doesn't really work for me because there used to be this daily nouns thing inside that actually displayed the current noun on auction. So on-chain data was fetched by this plugin into Figma. So I'm pretty sure it's absolutely possible to build something like that.
Amazing. Hey, we got just a little bit of time left for you. Can we shift gears, make something new?
Sure.
Sweet. So this is this pirate ship here, the LOL pirate ship. Although, it could also be funny. It's very close to a little pirate ship, right?
Wow. Wow. This is like when you fold up the dollar bills to see the Twin Towers level stuff.
Yeah. But I'm going to, I think, do a character arc on my show where I kind of become this pirate ship now. And so I need sort of a visual identity. I need like a way to kind of introduce myself, be friendly. I wonder what you would do with this as the starting point for art. If I wanted to do like, a banner or a square, how would you do something?
Well, I would run with this pirate team, and there is just thinking of the classic pirate stuff, like the open sea, great weather, islands, buried treasure. So I would pretty much just go along one of the ways, like a sort of a treasure map kind of design, with maybe in place of the X that marks the treasure, you have something that you are trying to kind of focus on with this character, something like that.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
What size is a Twitter banner? Do you know that? Let me go get for the banner size. Let's take a look. 1500 times 500 according to a friend, the Google. I'm actually going to do a frame. So let's just try to do this treasure map kind of thing.
Okay, so you start with a frame.
I almost started with a frame.
Okay. And then should we call this like Twitter banner?
Yeah, let's call it Twitter banner. I'm gonna look up some treasure maps on Shutterstock or Google Images that I kind of like, and we'll just take some inspiration from that. Like, oh wow, okay, this is super good. This is like a skull-shaped island. That's such a pirate thing. I'm gonna drag this in here and take a look at this. Yeah, that's what we need in our life. Actually, you could also design a little Jolly Roger kind of things with maybe the shape instead of a skull and just some crossbones, something like that. We'll take a look at that too. I know. So we have to the banner. Maybe that's not the best format for skull shape island, but we'll have a go at it anyway.
Maybe the islands are in the shape of the Noggles.
Oh, wow. That's the best idea I've ever heard.
Because that's a wide frame that should fit well.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. Okay, wait, let's start with just some colors. I like this brownish kind of sepia tone stuff that's going on around here. Let's add some grids so it helps us. And what I'm gonna do is this time it's a rectangle. So I want to do kind of like these frayed ends that you see on these maps. So we have that. I'm just going to basically draw a bunch of rectangles in the color of the background on this thing along the edge. And then I'm going to do like one side and then copy and paste it to the other. I also have this, designer's OCD. So whenever I'm doing pixel art, everything has to perfectly match the pixel grid. Please, whoever is watching this, do not feel obligated to only do pixel art that's pixel perfect, because that for most people it would take the fun out of it, I believe. But that's just how I roll. So
those are like Tetris blocks. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. which is again it's such a fun thing because we have this pretty limiting pixel art style here with nouns and little nouns and gnarls and everything in the space. Because if you think about it, a nounish character is 32 by 32 pixels. That's not much. But again, it gives you kind of space to see into it whatever you want. Because yeah, we do this little turn along the edges, and you can totally say, "Hey, it looks like Tetris blocks," and they do, and it just kind of totally ties in with the whole nounish vibe, in my opinion. Perfect, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this is a kind of like a game, a game of fun Rorschach tests.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to like customize a bit in these frayed bits. Yeah, it's looking pretty good actually. I kind of like it. Let's do some on the sides as well. Not. Looking good. And we have some dogs. Yeah, let's try this one. We'd like some of your like like handle or ENS or anything on this, or should this be purely visual? Maybe.
Let me work on it. Let me think about it.
Anyways, because we definitely have space here. I actually like to make this Noggle look a bit tattered as well, I guess. Just chip away some corners and stuff.
I'm just grabbing a bunch of inspo from Nouns Heads.
Yeah, do that, please. I'm actually like scavenging the asset library for some tree shapes and stuff like that we could use.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are some fun pine tree shapes. I'm not sure if that's very piratey, but let's take a look at this. I'm also gonna add, the typical red um, dashed line
Mhm.
because we definitely need that in here. Oh yeah, that's definitely we need something like that. Maybe a skull head.
Yep.
That's the most pirate thing. Like you can't be a pirate without some random human skulls around you.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Actually, maybe we could be using the Bitnouns head traits here because I think they scale better with the pixel size we're working with. I'll just bring in the same two ones we see how they look like.
Sorry.
Um, I was thinking we could use the Bitnouns versions of the same heads because
I
they
love
are
it.
smaller, so maybe they fit better to the pixel grid we are working with. Let's just take a look first. I'll just bring them in very quickly.
Yeah. 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 I love that.
If I find, yeah, skull and where's the pineapple, right? Yeah. So take a look. We have these. Ah, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Just I'll bring some nodes as well from the Bitnouns back to match them. I mean, these Bitnouns, just as smaller scale nouns, work pretty well, if you ask me.
Yep.
Yeah, let's take a look. Maybe we can still reduce the size a bit. We could do so. Huh? What about that?
Yeah,
What do you think?
I love it.
This
I
is,
love the bit nodes.
yeah, amazing. Let's send a pineapple maybe up here in the forest. So we have something interesting up there as well. And I wanted to switch that gray color to a nice reddish. And it's about a rubber ducky head. So we can have it in the sea somewhere. Like, with these old-timey maps, they had different sea monsters depicted around these maps.
Totally.
Kind of like that. And I'm also going to grab some rectangles. No, not rectangles. What's the pointy one? Triangles. Yeah.
Yep.
To make some mountains. Oh yeah. Very nice. Maybe we could also add a little lake somewhere inside the island. Something like that.
Yeah, how about inside the noggles?
Oh yeah. Let's go for that. I'm gonna take a look at the head traits. Maybe we can drag some more fun stuff in here as well. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah, we can always delete.
How about a whale or a wave? Oh, these are pretty cool ones.
No,
We have crabs. Oh yeah, amazing. We have crabs as well, maybe. This kind of.
Oh yeah, I love the crab.
Oh, wow. Okay, we need a treasure chest.
Oh, I got a treasure chest.
Like,
it's here on the right.
Oh, amazing. We can also use the small version. Like this one. Huh? Okay, maybe I'll somewhere around the little X. We can switch. Oh wait. Let's put the skull up over on this side. We can have the little treasure over here. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Great. And maybe something at the bottom over there. Not sure what. Maybe some more trees. We only have trees on the other side.
Or maybe a flamingo. Do you have a bit noun flamingo?
We have everything in bit nouns. Like every regular noun's trait is translated to the bit version.
Maybe like little flamingos. I love the pink.
Yeah, flamingos. Yeah, totally. I get that. Oh yeah, there we go. We have here. Yeah. Tiny smaller.
Did you just use the K function?
Yeah, I entered 0.7 as a value.
Oh, okay. The K resizes when they're in these components even.
Oh
That
yeah,
solves a big issue
the
because
K,
when they're in a
K
component,
is
I can't make them
overpowered.
bigger. But if I do
Yeah,
K,
you definitely can.
oh, that's game changer.
Indeed, it is. Like, you know, I felt the same when I discovered this kind of stuff. I know, something like this. There's so much stuff here. I'm actually going to just put these in groups instead of frames, so we have more space to click. Yeah, I don't know, something like this.
I love it. Do you think how would you position the noun head? Would you take the LOL shirt off so it's just the head, or what would you do?
No, I would keep the LOL short and like kind of like how it is now. I think it's perfect. Like he's kind of like popping in from off screen with the map being in the background. I like that. I like that. And that's kind of text you wanted to say.
I think maybe just 679.
Should we go with the 3 by 3 pixel font kind of thing? Let me
Sure.
just see what are numbers again. 679. Yeah. Um. So this kind of 679.
Oh yeah. Jeez, you did that fast.
I
Oh,
mean,
you components.
I do this for a living, so maybe I know, kind of like here. That makes sense to me.
Amazing. I
I would
love this.
actually take this Noggle Island and pan a little bit to the right with it. See if we can grab a. Oh no, we didn't. Okay. So let's try to select everything that's on there and nothing that's not on there, which is definitely a challenge. Yeah, okay, once again. Yeah, we left some stuff behind, but it's okay. Yeah, and we can bring the number bits more to the visual center. And for the number, maybe we could go with this red from the sails or the yellow from the trims. Not sure. Maybe something brownish, like the sheep body brown works as well. Should we go in black? That's pretty piratey. I mean,
Yeah.
black works fine as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't get lost that much.
Yep.
Yeah, I dig this.
Sweet.
Anything else you feel like we should add?
I feel like we've maybe got too much, and I think my next version will maybe simplify it a bit.
Yeah, I see that definitely. I will actually gladly work on this for you a little bit, do some iterations, and send them over to you in a few days if that's something you're interested in.
Amazing.
But yeah,
Amazing.
here to the starting point live.
I love this. I'm gonna be this character. We'll meme it up. Hey, before you go here, just one last question, if I can, Zylag. Do you know the term MMORPG? Have you heard that before?
Yeah, definitely. That it's massively multiplayer online.
Okay. So what we're doing for Nouns is we're playing a game, but it's an MM on-chain RPG.
Wow, that sounds next level.
Yeah, and so it's a role-playing game. Like for this character arc, I'm going to be 679. I'm this little pirate ship. But yeah, we're playing Nouns. We're playing it like a video game. We're getting funded. We got funded here by 116. And this is what we're doing. We're playing the world's first massively multiplayer on-chain RPG. It's called Nouns.
That sounds fun, like all caps fun. Like, why are we not doing that in real life? I want to roleplay a character instead of just going into an office. Like, come on.
Well, you're playing it too, man. And by the way, you're playing it very, very well. You've been funded for so many things.
I mean, yeah, but you know,
you're making
the
friends.
mindset. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I like last year when I bought my first and so far only Lil Noun, I absolutely had no idea what to expect. And this whole thing became like a huge part of my life. So I'm just blown away all the time, every day.
You're a gamer, and appreciate all the lessons you've imparted on me, not just today, but kind of with your asset library. It really, really took me into this Figma world. So much more fun than so many other games out there.
That's true. I mean, I love mindset. Like, it's not about you could come into now and saying I'm going to grind so hard for funding, but no, you can just really go about it and say that it's a game that we actually do for fun and for funding because that's part of the game. But like, you don't have to be all tied up about it.
Yep.
I love it.
All right. Awesome. Can't thank you enough, Zylag. Again, for anyone who wants to follow your work, go to Figma, Zylag, ETH, and Twitter. You see this lovely frog. You see the bricks. It's at Zylag ETH. Zylag, thanks again for coming on.
Absolutely. It was so much fun. I know it was not easy to make this happen because, well, my life is chaotic as fuck right now. But I'm so glad we managed to do this. Always super fun.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Well, definitely. Cheers.
All right. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. We'll be back later this week and next week for more content as we take this journey on-chain to Nouns. We are taking over character number Noun 679. We're going to become this LOL ship, and we're going on-chain at Nouns. We'll see you later.